So I'm going to just start off just talking about my plans for how I want things to, how I'm suggesting things are going to run. Flexibility is going to be really the name of the semester here, the word of the semester, because I have an idea. I think this is going to work. It might not work. I don't know about my schedule. I'm a little stressed about that because like everything, all the grading is going to take way longer than usual just because, I don't know, I'm regretting maybe not doing online homework, but I just don't know how you do Calc 3 and online homework systems. But like getting all your files downloaded and commented on and then re-uploaded with feedback is going to be tedious just technologically there. So I'm not promising that everything will be exactly like this. So, but let me pull up, let's do, where do I want to go? I'm going to share my screen here. I have too many things on this screen right now. But let's pull up your course syllabus. I guess either section, it's the same. This is the syllabus update, and kind of just talk about my thoughts for the semester here and what I think that could look like. What just happened? I don't even know what I just did. All right, so let's go to how the class is going to run. So the lecture is going to consist of recorded YouTube videos that I'll make. Right now, I don't have any new ones for the 2 o'clock class because I've been working on getting caught up. The 4 o'clock class is a little behind through no fault of their own. So right now I only have some chapter 15 videos, but I'll work on getting 15.8 up for them and then some chapter 16 videos for you. And so those will follow the notes. So you're just going to use your same notes that you have, fill out the notes, watching those videos. And then what we'll do is we're going to meet some different times. I'm a little nervous about committing to all of this meeting time. So we might move to 2 days a week. I'm not sure. Instead of Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, maybe just like Tuesday, Thursday, and then Wednesday for the evening class. I'm honestly not sure. But what I would do is say, okay, watch this video before tomorrow. And then we'll meet and we'll go over questions from the video and then just do some examples together. So this time is going to be pretty casual. I'm not going to have a huge structure here. I'm not going to be lecturing over the notes again. I'm going to be answering homework questions, answering clarification questions from the video. Hey, could we look at example 4 again? And then I'll have some other examples maybe pulled up from the text that we can just, hey, let's do another, whatever we were doing, optimization problem. Let's do another one of those. So that's what these sessions are going to be. And then the grading is different because I didn't want to change things. So if you're in my 2 p.m. class, we're just going to keep doing homework once a week and then exams as scheduled. The homework, though, is going to be a little tedious because you're not turning it in on paper. So the easiest way for me to grade it is to have it in PDF form. That's why I asked you to do this practice in the Dropbox where you'll see here, there's a PDF practice. So it looks like most people have done that. If you get a chance, if you could use some software. I've been using Adobe Scan. I have a video for that. This is a link to a video that I made. There's other scanning software. That one's on the phone. It's really easy, just point and click and you can make an 8-page PDF. But when it's 1 page, that really is easy for me because then I can just upload it, comment on it in my OneNote, and then download it again and upload it for feedback. For exams, what we'll do for exams is, I think what I'm going to do is post them in the morning and then have them due by 11:59 p.m. that night. And we're kind of just assuming that you're using those resources you usually would. So calculator, you can have some formulas written down and then you would just scan all that in and submit that to D2L. I'm just going to post a list of questions. So you don't have to print anything out. I'm just going to post a list of questions and then you would do the work there. The schedule on when things are going to be covered, I have no idea. I haven't gotten that far. I did note that the withdrawal date changed. It was supposed to be like yesterday or Saturday or something. So they've extended that. If that's a concern for you, I really recommend talking to me first before you make a decision about that. Grading changes, we're just going to stick with what we had before. The only thing is we're just not going to have any Maple projects. So that's it. For Professor Teichert's class, we'll still do quizzes and exams. Oh yeah, for the quizzes and exams, since we are just meeting this way on Wednesdays, we're going to meet every Wednesday. no matter whether we have a quiz or an exam. And then what I would do is just post it after class, and you'd have like the next day to work on it. So we'll meet on Wednesdays, go over questions, maybe go over some stuff in the video, and then I would post the quiz or exam, and you'd have the like till the end of the next day to work on it. So a little bit different for that one since you have quizzes instead of homework. Yeah, I think that's it. I did try to set up a Discord chat. I know some people are there, but I need to refresh the link because it's like a subscription link, and for some reason it's like an expired link. I don't really know what I'm doing there. We'll figure it out.
The link that doesn't expire.
Yeah, I thought I did, but I obviously did not. So this link, I think, expires, or I don't know. One of them doesn't expire, one of them does. Yeah, so this one doesn't, but I think the one that's in the menu does. I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, that's the one. So maybe I can just do that right now before I forget. Can I just like copy link address? Here, this is not what you want to be doing during your time, your class time. But, oh shoot, I don't want to do that. I don't know if I can do this right now. Nope, that's not the right one. Discord chat. So does anyone, oh, by the way, let's talk about a little bit of Zoom here. Let me stop sharing. And so one of the things you're going to want to learn how to do is how to raise your hand. Like Andrew has his raised right now. The way you do that, there's a couple of ways depending what kind of device you are. But if you click on participants, then there should be a way, you should see raise hand as an option. If you tap on participants, you should see a way to raise your hand. And then what I would do is I'd say, oh, I see Andrew has his hand raised. So then I'll click on it, lower your hand. And then you might be muted. I can unmute you, you can unmute yourself. But Andrew, why don't you go ahead and ask did you have a question that you wanted to ask?
My question was just for the exams, are we still, you want us to scan the formula sheets that we create along with the exam?
Probably, yeah, I don't know. Is it worth the effort? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm placing a lot of trust in you that you're not going on, some site and doing things. So then why bother collecting your formula sheet?
Right.
Right. So yeah, probably not worthwhile. So just the problems will be fine.
Okay.
Yep. Pete's ready. Well, you need the sheet, dude. You still need the sheet for your test. You just don't need to submit it with your test. That's all we're saying. Any other questions? Does anybody else have any questions about the class, like just logistics, how things are going to run? We have so many people here, I have to go onto 2 screens. Any other class-related questions?
Got Christian's raising his hand.
Yeah, quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you post the test online, how long do we have?
We'll have a whole day. So I'll post it in the morning, like at 8 a.m. And then you can have till 11:59 p.m. to submit to the Dropbox.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah. I was gonna do like a 2-hour window, and it just seems like a terrible idea because people have stuff going on, and it's just.
Yeah, I still got to work even though there's what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, that's a bad idea. So I think we're just gonna do a full day.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete, you had a question too?
Yeah, so is there anything else regarding 15.8 that we have to do?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
Okay.
We'll have homework, right? We'll have homework collected. Yeah, so that'll be due. I don't know when that'll be due.
Okay.
I guess we could turn that in this Thursday, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it. But we're not going to we'll probably won't have that on the next exam. Definitely not on tomorrow's exam. Hey, Gio. Yeah. Yeah, so for those in the 2 p.m. section, tomorrow's exam is through 15.7. For the 4 p.m. section, you're going to have your exam next week, and it'll cover through 15.7 also. So for Boy and Carmela, I don't know who else is here. I think Christian, yeah, also, yeah, so that'll be next week.
So no Lagrange multipliers.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we'll still have those min-maxing problems, just without the Lagrange multipliers.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Any other logistics questions here? Not seeing any. Does anyone need a calculator? because Texas Instruments is letting you use their emulator for free. So if you need one, you can just Google it or whatever. You want me to, here, I had it up earlier. I can put it in the chat.
Don't know where my charge cable is.
Yeah, so you can just use the emulator, and I'll put it in the chat window. There are some, I know some of you know of other, where's the chat? The chat. So I put the link in the chat window there. There are some other emulators for devices too, so you can find one of those as well. I'll just assume you're using a legal one. All right. Yeah, you got it. You're good to go, Rudy. You said I got my calculator. I got my calculator right here. Yeah, on the Android, it's this.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Where'd it go? The Wabbit emote. You can't focus on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Wabbit. It's for the Android. I know there's one for the Apple too. But yeah, that's pretty cool because then it just shows you that it just looks like a calculator.
Oh,
so whatever. And I'm actually cool. Like if you want to use Desmos, we've used that a lot. Like if you want to use that. And for Calc 3, we have some graphing things too. In fact, I might even, sometimes I feel limited on tests because I want to say, hey, here's a picture. Can you just use the picture to estimate something? Well, then you just have a 2D thing in front of you, and how do you do that? So what if instead I gave you a link to a 3-dimensional picture that you could just look at? Like, I remember how I didn't really get in the habit, but early on, for those in the 2 p.m. class, I was sharing the Maple files.
Yeah.
Right. So I could just give one of those links. You can open it on any device and kind of drag it around and then answer some questions. I think that would actually be really cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, so we might have additional tools that we can do actually now that we couldn't do in class. I can say, hey, open a graphing tool or open this link and then use that link to answer some questions. So at a bare minimum, you'll definitely have everything you used before, and we might even have some more stuff. So, and again, flexibility is going to be important here. I have deadlines where I want things to be done. If you get sick or if you have a family member who you need to watch out or something happens, like just stay in communication. Like it's all good. We're gonna be flexible. We'll get you through and get you the stuff you need for next semester too. Those were good questions. Any other? Trying to see. I don't see any other hands raised or any. You can just comment in the chat too. I've got that up. Any other questions? Just logistic questions you wanted to ask?
None that I have.
Okay. If you think of any, put them in the comment window or shoot me an email, let me know at any point. So what we want to do today for the rest of the day is kind of prep for the exam. I have the review problems up. If you have those, I've got my tablet ready to go. We can do some of those questions and just go over questions that you had. If you have your work, I guess it's kind of hard for you to show us your work unless you have it on your computer. If you took a picture and emailed it to me, I could pull it up. But otherwise, if you want to just ask about a specific one from the review, let me pull that up right now. I want to do this screen. And now the downside is I've got a tablet. How do I get, oh geez. Technical issues here. I'm having fun with like all this cool stuff, but I am not.
I seem to have found a problem.
Oh, what's that?
Whenever you're sharing your screen, my computer forces the window for Zoom into full screen, and I can't have another tab up.
Oh, interesting.
And so I have to overlay it over the Zoom meeting. So either I cover up your faces or I cover up the contents.
Interesting. So the Zoom goes full screen and you're unable to have it like split screen. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah.
Again.
I have to
There should
overlay
be a
it.
way in the settings to change it. So if you go next to your mic, you can go to, just press audio settings and then you can go to general, I think, or like screen share. Yeah, so under screen share, there's an option for enter full screen when a participant shares screens, and you can uncheck that.
You find that, Pete? I'm gonna see if I can join the meeting and see if I can show where that is on my. I'm gonna join from my phone here.
Looking
Join
for
my
it
own
right
meeting.
now.
Yeah, let me just see here. I'm gonna be in here twice. Once wasn't enough.
Set mode fit to window 50%.
All right, I'm in there twice. Okay. There's a lot
I
of.
found it. Yeah, found it.
You found it?
Yep.
Under
Oh.
more. I don't know. I might see mine might be different because.
Oh, wait, there's a button in the top right that says exit full screen.
Oh,
Oh, wait, but then it squishes your tablet view. It cuts off portion of it.
yeah, I don't know.
And then if I press fit to window, everything's super vertical, as if it was like compressed.
So it's not just cropping it, it's actually.
It depends on which option you choose.
Bummer. Yeah, I don't know.
Because what I'm trying to do is have the review questions up alongside my computer as well.
Sure. Well, I mean, I've got them up, so yeah, it's hard when you're using your device to view things. You know, we're used to having printed stuff in front of us, and yeah. So, but I think this will be good because I think I'm going to have to do the share screen so I can kind of show my work and kind of show my reasoning on it. All right, so let's get started. Let's jump in here. Who has a question that you wanted to ask about? Whether it can be from this review, that's what I have up right now. We can do homework maybe later if you have some. So, Michael, you want to start? Michael Giannopoulos? Let me unmute you here. There you go.
15.
15. Now, I have fair warning here. I have not done these. Okay, so 15. Is that too small for you all to see?
I can see it just fine.
Maybe a little bit bigger. I don't know what kind of devices everybody's on. All right, so boy, evaluate the following limits or determine that they do not exist. Yikes. What was your inclination on this one, Michael? Did you have a thought?
Maybe substitution, but I just didn't know like what to substitute.
That's my thought too. Does anyone have any ideas? I have an idea. Does anyone have any idea on what we could substitute here in 15? I don't know if it's everybody up here. No. Can't show everybody at once, so now I lost my chat window too. I know the chat window still exists, but it's like it won't let me. It's hard to show everything all at once. All right, so what I'm thinking of, do you notice that there's the x to the 6th, y to the 4th, and then x cubed y squared, and it seems like that's the square of that?
It is.
So what I'm thinking is, what if we let u be equal to x cubed y squared? That's what I'm thinking here. So as the point xy, well, that was weird. As the point xy goes to the origin 0, 0, what happens to u? What do you think? I need to have
0.
it should approach 0, right? Okay, this is so weird. I have chat. I clicked, I want the chat up, and it is gone. Where is the freaking chat? Can't see it. That's annoying.
Okay, so it was me that sent a message. I was suggesting the path y equals x.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yep, I think that could work too. But the problem with the path, there's the chat, finally, jeez. The problem with the chat, or this problem with the chat, the problem with the path is if you're gonna use a path, what is your goal?
To ensure that's continuous over the entire,
value.
It should make it sure that it's continuous on multiple paths, so you have to use 2 paths to check it.
Kind of, I think you're getting at it. So when you're doing these limits, the 2 options are the limit exists and you want to find the limit,
Right.
or the limit doesn't exist and you want to prove it doesn't exist.
Right.
So if you're choosing paths, there's really only one time you should choose a path for a line of attack on these. So my question is, when should you choose a path? Or really two paths, to Rudy's point.
When the limit is, I don't want to say undefined, but when you try to plug in like 0, 0, and it's kind of a
When like there's a divine
undetermined.
value of the points.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think what I'm hinting at here is we use the two-path test really if we think the limit doesn't exist.
Okay.
Because if we take two different paths and we get different limits, then that proves the limit doesn't exist. So I'm not convinced that this one doesn't exist. So I'm nervous about taking two different paths and spending all that time on taking two different paths and finding that I get the same thing every time. Because if I take 16 different paths and I get the same limit every time, that still doesn't prove what the limit is. I have to prove it in general. So I like this idea of a substitution. So the key here, going back to my thoughts here, if u is x cubed y squared, and I apologize for this angle, like when I look down, I'm looking on my screen, like all you're getting is like glare of bald spots. Sorry about that. But as xy goes to the origin, u is going to approach 0. So the benefit of this substitution then is our limit becomes then the limit as u approaches 0 of 25u squared over sine squared of u. Oh, this is actually really, really good. Michael, substitution was a good idea. That was a really good idea. Now the question is, what do you remember from Calc 1? Because that's what you need next. You need to remember something from Calc 1. I'll give you a hint. This is 25 times the limit as u goes to 0 of u over sine u squared.
Wouldn't that just be 1?
Correct.
Yeah, limit is x approaches 0, 1 over sine x equals 1.
Yeah, sine x. Yeah,
But
I think
it's
in Calc 1
25, right?
It'd be 25, right? Because you have the 25
Right.
in front.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And by the way, like, I think I have you all muted on entry. Like, you do not need to leave yourself muted. Some people have them off. Like, it's totally up to you. I'm not this like hard line. It's just if it's noisy in the background. Like, we were doing like one of these chats with some of my neighborhood friends. We don't get to hang out anymore. We all have kids the same age. We're like, yeah, let's get together. We'll have a drink. And like one guy had like this dog in the background. I'm like, sorry, dude, I have to mute you because we can't hear each other. So feel free to unmute yourself and then you can just speak up whenever you want to. If it's noisy there and you want to mute yourself, it's fine. You're at home. If you need to like put your like headset down and walk away and come back, that's fine. If people interrupt you, that's fine. Like, this is not a classroom, so it's all good, whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah, so I think substitution was a good idea on that one, Michael. I don't remember doing one with a substitution before, so I think that's a cool
I didn't think about that because we never did one. So
yeah, it's good. To me, the what I noticed, it popped out at me, and this is why I was like, yep, that's what I would have done too. That's too coincidental to have the x to the 6th, y to the 4th be the x cubed y squared squared. Like I'm a little suspicious when I see something like that. So that's cool. All right, so that was number 15. Any other requests? You can type them in the chat or just take your mute button off and just say it out loud.
Could we try number 14? The expression part of it is kind of giving me a bit of trouble.
Yeah, this is where I feel like this is it looks like this is factorable to me. I think that's how I would attack that one.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, so there's two options here if you weren't able to factor it. One is I typed something in wrong. Number 2 is you're just not good at factoring. Sorry. Wait, am I recording this? Damn it, I am recording this. Shoot. Okay, all right.
Okay, then.
So the key for these, when you have the x's and y's together, is kind of just essentially ignore the y's and just factor it as if the y's weren't there, and then kind of tag the y on again. So like if I'm doing this, I'm going to do x, and x. And then I have minus 2 and plus 1. All right, that would give me the minus 1 in
Yeah.
the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just tag on a y.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you just
That
don't
makes a
see
lot
them.
more sense.
Yeah, you don't see them that often with that, but yeah, you just tag on the y. So it's that same factoring strategy. You just tag on the y. But now we get the 1 crossed off. That's actually the one we wanted crossed off too. Why do we want to simplify that one? Why is that good? Does anybody know?
Because it would make the denominator 0.
Both of them 0, in fact, right? That was the one that was making it indeterminate in the first place. It was making it 0 over 0. So now that one's gone, and we just have -1 minus 1 over -1 minus 2 times 1. So -2 over -3, we get 2/3. Yeah. Cool. All right, good. I'm going to add.
Question.
Yeah, sure.
Where can I find this file?
Let me show you. Let me see here. So I'm going to
I believe it's under content on D2L.
Yeah, but
Yeah, chapter 15.
they have different. My life is complicated right now. Now I have 2 different D2L pages for the two Calc 3 courses. So I hope I uploaded it. So this is the Calc 3 for the 4 p.m.
I found it under content in chapter 15.
Yeah, right, under unit 3,
Yeah.
and there it is, right at the bottom.
Oh,
So right under
okay.
unit 3 down at the bottom. Yep.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. There's so many links in there. I don't know how you lost it. I mean, come on. There's only like 15 links there. Jeez. And this is their first D2L page they've had in this class. So trying to figure out where stuff is. I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
totally. So that is understandable. Once we get in a rhythm, I will post everything as news posts. You know, here's what you should be working on this week, and then boom, 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 links like that. And that's what I'll be doing like 2 or 3 times a week, news posts. Everything will be a news post. It'll be in the content, but I'll highlight it on the homepage, everything you should be doing that week. So you won't have to hunt for stuff. So cool. All right, good one. Oh man, keep losing my chat window. Where did it go again?
Yeah, so I'm just bad at factoring then.
Michael wants either
I deserve
37 or
that.
38.
Number 38?
Or 37, says Michael.
37, 38. Compute the slope of the tangent line to the level curve and verify that the tangent line is orthogonal to the gradient at that point. Okay, we need to like, all right, I'm going to copy this over. I need more space. Okay. Oh, yeah. Penmanship, not great. 8 minus 2x squared minus 8 minus, was it x squared minus 2y squared?
If you want, you could probably select it and then copy it.
Yeah, I could. Thanks, Rudy. Rudy is like the tablet expert. I am not.
At least with OneNote. I've been using that all semester.
Yeah. Okay, and then f of xy, this is our level curve, and it's a level curve because we know f of xy is this function, but we're treating it as a constant, okay? And then we're trying to compute the slope of the tangent line at that point, and then verify that the tangent line is orthogonal to the gradient at 1, 1. So we're at the point 1, 1. All right, so first of all, how do we find the level curve? How do we find that specific level curve?
We just set that f of xy equal to 5, and then
That's it.
yeah.
Yep, that's that level curve. I don't know. I'm just going to add 2x squared, add y squared, and subtract 8. Whatever, however you want it to look is fine. Now, this is actually a Calc 1 problem. We want to find the slope of the tangent line at the point 1, 1. So how do I find the slope of the tangent line at 1, 1?
Partials and then plug in.
It's Calc 1. There's no partials.
Well,
Regular derivative.
Implicit differentiation.
Yes, implicit, correct. We're going to take the derivative with respect to x of both sides using implicit differentiation. I didn't catch who that one was, who said that. That's exactly correct. So we'll get 4x plus 2y times dy dx minus 0 equals 0. So dy dx, we'll scroll down here. I gotta ask Rudy, how do I get new pages? How do I get more writing space?
What do you mean by more writing space? Like
in OneNote, like I need more, insert space.
You could also, yeah.
That works.
Usually I just scroll down and it makes more space for me.
Oh, it just does automatically. Cool. All right.
Yeah, like the more you write, the more space it gives you.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Cool. Thank you. So we'll subtract 4x and then divide by 2y. So it looks like the implicit derivative here, negative 2x over y. Going quickly here. Stop me if you catch anything that looks incorrect. We want to find the slope of the tangent line at 1, 1. So that's negative 2. So what should our gradient at 1, 1 be equal to?
Negative 1/2.
Close.
1/2.
1/2, right?
1/2.
Yep, opposite. It should be the opposite reciprocal, hopefully. We'll see. So let's go back up to our function. The gradient, that's the two partials, right? So the gradient will be, let's see, derivative in the derivative with respect to x, negative 4x, derivative with respect to y, negative, let's see, 2y, and we want to evaluate, whoops, that's a vector, evaluate that at 1, 1. Okay, so we get the vector negative 4, negative 2. And so we don't really have, I mean, we don't have it as a slope, but we do, it's like a vector, right? So vector, negative 4, negative 2. That's a vector in this direction. And then we had a slope of negative 2, which would be right 1, down 2. And so you can I don't know, did it say, like, how specific are the directions here? Yeah, verify that the tangent line is orthogonal to the gradient. So, you know, what that verify looks like. But you can clearly see here that the slope of the gradient is equal to 1/2.
Got it. Yeah, I didn't know if there was like some. Oh yeah, never mind. I got it.
That's okay. Yeah.
I didn't know if they like wanted you to find like some unit vector. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing you could do is you can you kind of have to get them on the same playing field. You have to either make them both vectors and then prove that the vectors are orthogonal, or make them both slopes and prove that the slopes are opposite reciprocals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so either direction would be good, right? We have the tangent line there. We could find the equation for the tangent line, and then we could parameterize that, right? That's our
Right.
Calc 3 stuff.
Oh, could you also? I'm sorry for.
No, it's okay. Let me just finish this thought before I lose it here. So we have this. We have this tangent line, and we could. I'm not thinking off the top of my head, but we could parameterize it, and then use that directional vector for the tangent line, and show that that's orthogonal to the gradient using our Calc 3 strategies.
Yeah, or could you the way you drew it out, you know, like and showed that they're perpendicular. So you.
I mean, I haven't really shown the way that I showed that they were perpendicular was really by showing that the slopes were opposite reciprocals. That's how like the word verify means a little more rigor than they look perpendicular on the picture, you know?
Oh yeah, I wasn't done though. So like you could say like that it's negative 4, negative 2, like a vector, and then 1 and negative 2, do the dot product, and then it's 0.
Yep.
So does that work?
It makes sense. Yep, totally.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. All right, that's a good one. 38 is the same idea, right? Just a different level curve. So should be good there. Oh, now the chat popped. That's so weird. Now the chat popped up. All right. Any other requests? I can scroll back through it here.
You do either 16 or 17.
We can give it a shot. Okay. Let's do both of those. Let me see here. How do I want to do what Rudy was telling me to do. Select. Like, can I, oh, no, that's not going to do it. Oh, that's just for selecting. I have to figure out how to copy this somehow.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to draw a circle around what you want to select, like you were just doing.
Okay. Oop. I'm going to try this once, and then I'm going to move on because I don't want to waste your time with all this.
Okay, then there should be like a square that pops up.
Yeah, it didn't. I don't know. I think I did something wrong. So it's okay.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. We don't need to take time right now, but I will figure that out because that'd be a useful skill. Okay, so we have F, the first, oops, I'm still on the select. Definitely want to figure this out because there's too much clicking back and forth. Natural log of y squared minus x squared minus 1. And so we're trying to find, really we're trying to find the domain because all of these functions are logarithmic functions, they're polynomial, they're rational functions. And we're trying to find out where they are continuous, but they're continuous on their domains. So the key is whatever function you have, you just want you want to look at its domain. So this is a logarithmic function. What is the domain of a logarithmic function?
Sorry, real quick. It's just natural log of y minus x squared minus 1.
That will be relevant.
Yes.
That will be relevant. Thank you, Carmela.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what's the domain of a log of the natural log function, just in general?
0 to infinity.
When you say 0 to infinity, I need a little more details.
Don't include.
0 not inclusive. Oh yeah.
Not including 0.
Not including 0. Good. So that means this argument of log here, this argument, I can't draw my little, there. That argument has to be positive. So that's all you're doing is you're just setting up when that's greater than 0. And that's it. Are you done? So the domain for this, or where it's continuous, will be when y is greater than x squared plus 1. As long as y is above the parabola x squared plus 1, you can put a point into that domain. A nice follow-up here would be to like, all right, so give me an example of a point in the domain. And so you can think of the graph, x squared plus 1, parabola shifted up 1. I should have done a dotted line there. That's a terrible parabola. But everything up here will be in the domain. It'll be, that function will be continuous for all those points above that parabola. And so you can just pick any point above there and it will work. If you plug it in, you'll get a number where it'll be defined. So that's the key for any time. Where is this function continuous? You're just looking at its domain. All the functions we're going to be looking at are continuous on their domains. And so the domain issues are the same things they were in college algebra. You can't divide by 0. You can't have square roots of a negative. You can't have the log of the argument has to be greater than 0. I guess you can have inverse trig functions in there too. I don't think we've had any of those, but you're just looking at the domains of those functions. That's the key. Cool. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
I think that was Andrew. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, real quick. For this one, during the test, are you going to want this like for the domain in a specific notation, or is like domain equals, like?
Yeah, we should write it as a set. So that's just a slight modification here. So the domain would be the set of all ordered pairs such that, and then you just put the condition y has to be greater than x squared plus 1.
Okay.
Yep, that's the notation we would want there. Good. Thank you for reminding me to do that.
What? Okay, there we go.
My mouse is so fancy, it like keeps changing colors. It was blue and now it's purple. And they got me to install Fortnite, so now I'm terrible.
Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
Teacher's class, the exams he usually had only like 6 problems. Is yours similar, or it has a whole bunch?
How many did we have last time? Does anybody remember?
We have
10?
like somewhere around like 10 to 12.
10 to 12. 10 to 12, and they might be like, it might be the same length of an exam. You know, we might ask, they might be phrased differently. I could pull up, let me see if I can pull up one, just so you could kind of see like what our last one was.
Yeah, he had a couple problems like with different sections of it.
Right,
But
right.
it was
I
like
think
total like 5.
yeah, the 10 to 12 might involve like, that might include parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's just more problems, but like some of the problems are actually like pretty easy.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. So yeah. And the nice thing now is there's no time limit. It's just based on when you can find the time to work on it. And I'm not going to say like, well, there's no time limit, so I can make it super hard. Like that's just more work for me to grade. Like I'm not going to, it's just going to be the same types of exams. So then you can kind of reduce your anxiety a little bit on, you know, how much time you have to spend on stuff. So I think I can drag this over to the other screen. Oh boy. Oh, yeah. Okay. So just to give you an idea, here was our chapter 14. We did some particle motion, we graphed a path, we did a velocity vector, found the speed, found the second derivative. What does that mean? We graphed a path in 3 dimensions, velocity, arc length. Oh, the baseball one that kind of was really poorly explained. That did not go well. Everybody remember that one? That was bad.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, vector valued function, unit tangent. T is like some of these are, yeah, there's 4 parts to this, but you know, once you have the unit tangent function, computing t at 0 is easy enough. Unit normal. And then curvature, I think that was the last one. So we had 7 questions, but if you count all the parts, there's 3 more. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if you count all the parts. But to Andrew's point, like there's always going to be some that should be straightforward, should be pretty quick. So
Okay.
as we progress in the semester, we generally have less and less problems. They become a little more in depth. Like if you think of the optimization problems from 15.7, you know,
I still got
good.
that one to do. So
yeah, those, you just give one of those and you're good, man. That's a good 15 minutes right there, 10 minutes.
all right.
So yeah, due to the class tomorrow. Oh yeah, Christian. So yeah, tomorrow we will not have class. So tomorrow I will post the test in the morning at 8 a.m. And then you'll have all day to work on the test, and we won't have a Zoom meeting tomorrow.
But that's for the 2 o'clock class, right?
Yeah, and then Wednesday I'll meet with you all,
Okay.
and I put all the times on the syllabus for both classes. So even if you're in the 2 o'clock class, you're welcome to come to the 4 o'clock on Wednesdays, and we'll be doing some of the same stuff. And you know, it's great review for you. Don't come this week because they're still finishing up chapter 15. But future weeks, you know, that could be really good. And then as you see, we have some of the 4 o'clock people now. You're always welcome. It's always welcome at either time. So, yeah, there was somebody else had another question too. There was somebody else's hand was raised. Where did it go?
Yeah, it was me. It's already answered. No
Okay.
problems with that. I was about to ask when the test would be released, and you said 8 a.m. So.
Yeah, I'm going to release them in the morning and then just give you all day to work on it. Yeah. Because I know people's schedules are crazy and you don't always have, because I was thinking like, oh, I'll give a 2-hour window from 2 to 4 because we usually met at 2. And then the more people I read and people I talked to, like that's just a terrible idea because people are working more and their schedules have changed and they have people at home and they're going to get interrupted. And so it'll be pretty flexible. And just let me know, you just got to communicate with me. If something changes and you're not able to do something, you know, just touch base, reach out. Definitely going to be, we'll work with you. We'll figure it out. Okay, those are some good. Can the donut points be converted? Rose is a good question. I won't share it with everybody. I'll think about it, Rose. All right. Does anyone have any other homework questions? Rose is just disappointed that we're not going to have donuts at the end of the semester. That's what it is.
We'll have virtual donuts.
I'll ship them to you.
Ooh.
You missed it, Carmela and Christian and whoever else is in the other class.
Oh yeah, Nathan's got his hand raised.
Okay, so I got to tell the story and then I'll get to Nathan. So the story was, if you caught me making a mistake in class, you get a class donut point. If we got to 30 donut points, the class got donuts at the end of the semester. So that's probably the most disappointing thing, is we lost out on donut points.
That's a really good policy to have.
Right? And how many were we up to?
We were somewhere around like 11 or 12, right?
Yeah, I think I missed
23.
some. I only There's not many I had, but I think we had more than that. I had 8 written down, but I think I missed a couple in there. So, all right, Nathan.
Man, it was worth a shot.
Yeah, so is gonna be any homework due this Thursday?
I think we should do the Lagrange.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should do those. Yeah. So come with questions then on Thursday. And I think I'm going to do the same deadlines for everything. So the deadlines will always be 11:59 p.m. So not the beginning of class. So Thursday's class session, or Wednesday, don't come to the Wednesday one this week. Next week you can, but this Wednesday we're going to be working on 15.5, 6, and 7 with them. So don't come to that. But Thursday's class session, you can ask 15.8 questions. You don't have to have your homework done by the start of class time. We'll just have the 11:59 p.m. deadline again. So you could, get started on it tomorrow night, Wednesday, get working on the 15.8, the Lagrange multiplier, and then it'll be due to the Dropbox by the end of the day on Thursday. And I am honestly a little freaking out about grading and how long everything's going to take. I have no idea. So do not expect like you're going to get your tests on Wednesday. Just don't. Just lowering expectations right now. Okay, good questions though. Good stuff. Any other review questions, or if you have other things you wanted to ask about, logistics too, always open to that too. So any other questions? What other questions, I should say? Anything else? It's interesting how the grid changes. I don't know why it does that. Why does it change where people are, and then they move and like, wait, where'd Rudy go? Wait, oh, he's over here. Oh. Any other? I could just pin myself. I can do this. I'm the most important. And all you see is me. All right. Sorry. Any other questions?
I actually have one more, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No one else is speaking up, so.
So I kind of missed like the last minute there because my internet went out. But did you say about like what videos we're supposed to watch when yet? Like. No.
So for the 2 p.m., we've already done Lagrange multipliers 15.8. And so after you turn in your exam, you should be working on that homework. And then Thursday, we'll go over homework questions there and go over some of that more 15.8. Okay. And then we'll turn that in. I don't have any videos from chapter 16 yet. So just keep your eye on D2L for more, because I should assign a couple of additional videos at some point from the beginning of chapter 16. I'm just not sure if that'll be by Thursday or if that won't be until Monday. It's going to be tempting for me to record a bunch of videos and just say, oh, I have all these videos. You should just watch all these videos by tomorrow. And like, I have to remind myself to like keep pacing, but then I also have to make sure that we do all the stuff. And so it's a balancing act. So I have not assigned any additional videos for you all in the 2 o'clock section.
Okay.
But the 4 p.m. section, they should be working on the rest of chapter 15.
Okay. And then the Lagrange multipliers, that's going to be due Thursday night, right?
Thursday night, correct. Yeah. I'll set up a Dropbox for that. Cool. I can stop my screen here. I guess I don't even know why I'm sharing my screen anymore. All right. Any other questions? Big shrug.
I think we're all good.
Okay. If you have any additional course-related questions, shoot me an email. I do have that. I need to update. I need to update the registration link. It should be good now, but I have that Discord chat. Somebody had posted a couple of comments in there as well. Feel free to answer any additional questions, or feel free to post any additional questions you have in there. I'll have that up. I'll try to answer them when they come up. There is a voice chat there as well. So I'll try to, when I'm up there in my office hours, I'll try to have the Discord up in addition to being available on Zoom if you want to come and join me. But I'm going to be ready to answer lots of questions. I'm sure you're going to come up against them. So please don't be afraid to ask. So Michael, you had another one before we go?
Yeah. 35. Like it's just kind of like a concept question. So could you do like that method where you find the gradient, you plug in the point, and then you make it a function of g of theta to find the direction?
I mean, you could. I would just say, like, if you want to, you don't need the direction. Like, it just says find the unit vectors that give the direction of steepest descent. So that's just
it. So you just find the gradient and then make
it a unit vector
from that.
Yeah, done. And then do the opposite of that, and that's the steepest descent.
And then you have your orthogonals, which are your directions of no change.
Yeah, and then the orthogonal.
Once you find one, I think you find all of them.
Yep. So really, you just find the gradient, then make it a unit vector. That's the unit vector in steepest descent. Make it the opposite direction unit vector. That's the direction of steepest descent. And then kind of like, if you want to, you can just, I would draw a picture to help you visualize it, but you're basically just going to switch the coordinates in one of the signs to give you an orthogonal one.
Okay.
And then you're done. Yeah, you shouldn't need to do anything fancy after you do the gradient. The gradient is the only fancy thing you do. That's the technical term for it's fancy. It's fancy.
Okay.
Cool. All right, everybody. I will post this. I was going to say I'll post this for those who weren't here, but you were here, so you don't need to watch it again. But if you really enjoyed this time together and you want to watch it again, I will post it. And if you happen to miss one, I'm not taking attendance, so you don't have to be here. I think it's cool to be here and keep connected to people and be a part of something. I think that will help when you're disconnected like this. So I think it's good. I miss your faces. Seriously, it's cool to be here. This is fun. So yeah, tomorrow, look, 8 a.m. I'll have the exam posted. I'll just put a PDF document up. You can ask me logistical questions, but once that exam is posted, you can't say, ooh, I have a question about gradients and orthogonal vectors, because that's on the test. But I'm going to ask about question 36 from the review or whatever. No. Once that exam is posted for you, you can't be asking those questions anymore. That's not really fair anymore. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. That is it. But again, communicate with me if anything else comes up. I'm going to be, the word of the semester is flexible. So, all right, everybody. Take care. Nice to see you all again.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye.